Howdy folks, it's rjhelms here with episode 20 of our Let's Play of Capitalism Lab. In the last episode we finished up the real estate mogul scenario, so now we're going to move on to the next one. Just as a quick piece of housekeeping, in between that episode and this one I did upgrade to what is the latest version of Capitalism Lab, which is 2.7.21. This is the latest release version. There is of course the open beta of the subsidiary DLC, which I might get to in the future. But the reason I put this off is because going from 2.6 to 2.7 broke save game compatibility, so I couldn't do it in the middle of the series. But let's get right down to it. So, I just peeking through the scenarios. So this is the one we just finished, which means we are here at Scenario 3, Breakthrough in Training. So let's just keep this on the harder difficulty level, because that worked well for us last time, and jump down to it. So it sounds like the goal of this scenario is to, well, train people, which makes sense. We'll see how this works. I mean, I don't really know what to expect, but it sounds like the kind of similar strategy what we had last time of just moving sector by sector through the economy is going to be our winning strategy here, and using R&D and training to keep up our market share. So let's just get started. Keep our same things as before. Little Freddie Mercury guy there. And let's get started. Alright, so let's pause right off the bat and look at what our goals are. So our main goal, we have 70 years to do it. It's 1990 now. And an annual profit or annual revenue of $800 million, annual operating profit of $100 million, and a lifetime shareholder return of 1,000%. So if we go to the stock exchange, our shares are currently worth $10. So I guess our goal of 1,000% is to get it up to $100 a share? Yeah, 1,000% is going to be a 10 times increase. Oh, that shouldn't be hard. I'm not sure exactly how that calculation works. And then our sub-goals, 15% operating margin. That shouldn't be too hard to maintain. And growing the talent base, have 1,000 employees in the corporation. That was actually a pretty big company, I think. Well, let's get right down to it. So no one has any share in any sector. So let's just kind of pick one and maybe look at the details of the goods to see where we want to go into. Something with a lucrative global market, just looking at the total size of it is something to think about. And furniture is a good opening. This is kind of a classic Capitalism II strategy, was to open with beds as your first product, because all you need for beds is timber. Right now there's timber in the... What? One of these... It says it's giving me timber, but it's actually the wrong product? No? I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, that's odd. But anyways, the only product you need is timber. It's not too hard to raise the capital to be able to afford a lumber camp, even if you can't afford them right off the hop. So let's go for that strategy. I think that's going to be a good way to go. And so one option would be to start in Shenyang, because it has the very, very low real wage rate. But with timber, or with beds, the freight costs are going to kill us. We actually probably want to set up where we want to retail. Oh, no, the icon's just wrong. That's going to get annoying. Are they all wrong? I actually recall that from a beta. that timber had the wrong icon. Yeah, that's timber, but it's got the icon for silica. Okay, duly noted. At any rate, it seems that setting up in Europe is going to be the way to go. Yeah, I think as a compromise, actually, Prague has the seaport. It's got a good resource of timber to move over ourselves eventually. So let's start with a large factory. But for now, it's just going to have a purchasing unit, a manufacturing unit, and a sales unit. So here's going to purchase timber. I think after I shoot this, I'm going to look into that, see if that's a known bug. But we are going to be producing beds. One other thing I want to do before I get too far into it is set our brand strategy. I'm going to go for a range brand again, because that just seems to be, in my books, the winning strategy. Yeah, the sports store doesn't have an icon. I'm not sure if this is an issue with my installation, or if there's actually some issues with this release. Like I say, I just upgraded, so who knows what state this actually is in. Oh, rating a 60. That's going to do pretty good for us. And while this is our only product, let's just spam all the units. I'm going to take this off internal sale for now. Drop my sale price way down. And correspondingly drop our retail price down to beat the local competitor. Oh, I'm at a negative goal. I've never seen that before. It makes sense because some of these things can drop into the negative. And then let's look at our manufacturer's guide while we wait. If we can get into producing any of these other things. Do we have cotton and linen in the world? Cotton, yes. And linen, yes. Okay, so we can actually move into... Actually, let's see if I can get all of these produced in one factory. So go back to the manufacturer's guide. So I'm actually going to move my timber purchasing over to the middle. Here I'm going to purchase the cotton. And you can purchase the linen. No, never mind. This isn't going to work because I'm not going to be able to have the sales units for the three. My hope was I could get leather purchased here, and then with the leather, timber, and cotton sell sofas. But that's not going to actually be possible. Oh well, not to fear. It will be fairly easy to... Actually, in that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my... Apologies for some of this screwing around here, but move my cotton purchasing up here. And this is just going to be another sales unit. For now, selling beds. I'm going to switch 2 of my units over to selling chairs. Can raise the speed up a bit. Let's try to... Yeah, these prices don't need to be that high. I really am curious. I don't actually know. No? Let's get some training going on here. I don't actually know what the model is that it chooses to set those prices. Now that we're profitable, I'll just research beds, chairs, and sofas. I see here, I probably should have checked that I have expertise in footwear, so that I think will be our next sector. And if I can afford it, let's get training going on here, because that is what it seems to be asking for in the name of the scenario. And there's one thing here, I chose 3 years rather than 5 years like I've done in the past, because here I'm not trying to catch up. My technology is already competitive with everyone else, so I'm just trying to get iterative improvement, and so more frequent returns. I mean, it's a compromise, but more frequent returns I think will be in our interest. In this scenario. So as we're out of the negative in these goals, let's get the game moving maybe a bit faster for now. One thing I'm going to want to do before going any farther is actually... Yeah, I don't want to dilute my shares while my return is so low, so I'm going to borrow some money to do this. And build another factory. Oh, there's that goal one. That didn't take long. To be expected because 15%, I mean, that's super easy to meet. Cool, well, 100 million bucks. What I'll do with that first off, it's not that, is pay off that loan. You would actually do a pretty aggressive stock buyback. What I'm trying to do here, well, is that, see now my lifetime return is 117% because I've drastically reduced my number of shares. I can't fiddle with it by buying back from me at a very small price. Anyways, that's good enough. And that way, by having dividends, I can just transfer money exactly to myself. Anyways, that was just a bit of a silly diversion. So you will purchase cotton for us. The only thing I need for sofas is leather. And that's a manufacturing unit, of course, not a purchasing unit. Dump off internal sale. Go to my furniture store and go for... Oh, it looks like beds can get switched over to sofas, and I'm going to want to significantly increase my my training budget here. It looks like my... Oh, no. You guys should be making chairs. Okay, this is silly. Now you're going to be a linen purchaser. You're going to be... Yeah, I tried doing something a bit too fancy here and it didn't work out for me. There we go. Supply chair was stuff, but I can fix that. And they must have put a lot of R&D into... Oh, I did that again. No, sofas. Perfect. Okay, someone else is in the sofa market, but they're just selling mine, so that's A-okay by me. Yeah, look at that lifetime return. I'm going to set a really high dividend, just because I don't have to worry about margin, and this is all just going straight into my pocket. Oh, we're getting another sofa manufacturing unit here. Sounds like you could use some training. Didn't want to close that guy. My brand's doing pretty good. And this is actually calling for a new factory. So this will be a beds factory. Actually, I'm only going to do two. No, one in the middle. We'll see if this is enough purchasing capacity. And you'll switch over entirely to chairs. My supply of bed, which has stopped, I will link up with my new factory. And we'll see how this works out for us. Okay, you do not need to be an internal sale. No, need your price nearly that high. I think now is a good time to move into other cities. 60. Sure, I'm just going to start with 1 unit of each. Okay, and there's already someone in the market selling my products, which is A-okay. Is that actually a surplus or a shortage of sofa production? It seems to be. Cool, so you can have some training going on. Oh. Looks like here, beds are going to win the race for the thing worth having next. Alright, and onward to a new city. So I've already done Stuttgart, let's do Rome. CBD seems to be over here, which is a good place for a flagship furniture store. So here's how we can be sneaky. How much money do I have? $11 million. So if I issue, the game paused, issue $10 million in new shares, I can just buy them. And that should be enough to build this new store. And that seems like a great location. So, bed, chair, sofa, advertising, link media. Oh, these are actually competitors, whose quality is much higher than mine. No, yeah, they are way ahead of me on strategy. Or on technology. Surprised it happened so quickly. I guess it hasn't been long enough for people to turn around technology research. And if they put a lot of space into it, a lot of units. I want to see if there's a bottleneck here. It looks like it's just actually the number I'm able to build. With chairs and beds in the hand, it is training, so I'll put some training on that unit. Definitely need some training here. Seems like once again on beds is where to best put my next unit. These prices can come down. Yeah, I think I got a bit too aggressive with pricing on the beds, and this guy's not in any need of training right now. Alright, let's find a city I don't have anything in. Shenyang, I don't know how you pronounce it. Find a good spot for this. 51, I think, is pretty good. It's the exact same idea here. That's super strange. They're selling both mine and the imported ones. I suppose that is a strategy that has some merit. Keep tweaking these prices. Oh, that didn't sound good. Supply of cotton has stopped. And there's not more. Okay, well that's going to throw a wrench in the works. Let's go with the Farmer's Guide. I was wrong. But thankfully it is cotton sowing season. So let's go to where the wages are low. And build a large cotton farm. Max out the training. Oh, something in February? I could have sworn I was just looking at cotton. Yeah, I don't... Oh, well, it's almost February. Okay, so our R&D is coming through. Which is great, but my... Okay, that needs some training. My production of everything is going to slow down pretty desperately. But we'll see how this works. I still have a shortage of sofas, which is only going to get worse once the cotton runs out. Yep, which seems to have happened. No, I'm not selling my technology of beds. But the cotton will harvest in June. So I think while we wait, it's actually probably a good place as any to wrap up this episode. It's been long enough. But let's plan our move into the next sector. I have R&D in footwear. Or I have expertise in footwear. Now if I look at that product details, yeah, no one is making sport shoes. So that's going to be my plan. I shall set this up. So I actually want 2 R&D units. Doing 5 years of research. I'll need to... How much money do I have? $19 million. There we go. My lifetime return is still plenty high. Here, can actually only have 1 unit for now. B, we're going to research sport shoes. And actually might as well get... Oh, 1,000 employees. Sweet, there's that goal. Okay, so I just need to keep increasing my company. This is going really, really quickly. That's awesome. 2 sub-goals in the first episode. So the last thing I wanted to do in this episode was go to the manufacturer's guide and get into making sports shoes. So cotton, rubber, and polyester. So I actually can't do that until I have cotton. Oh, my supply of timber is stopped. Actually, so I can batch switch these. Well, that didn't want to work. No, that is not cooperating with me today. Oh, that's not busted in this version. Alright, so that's just stopped. I can't even worry about it. But these other goods I can worry about. Just tweak some things. Okay, it's September. I blasted right through that date. Which means there is now cotton available. There's actually cotton available from a lot of people. But was I was waiting for, is it being available for me? Go to the supplier. Take it off, and oh, it's in from the seaport as well. Okay, thanks. That's great. I probably should have been paying more attention there. Okay, so cotton, rubber, and polyester. But is there rubber? Yes, and is there polyester? No. Oh, but is there oil? Yes, and is there chemical minerals? Yes, okay, so what we'll do is we will build a large factory which will purchase oil. This is going on for a bit longer than I wanted to, and chemical minerals. And we'll manufacture polyester that will be available on the open market. In Prague, I will build another large factory which will make sport shoes. No, not like that. That's really weird. Polyester, cotton, and rubber. And I'll just set up one for now, so this can actually be none. You can be polyester. You can be cotton. You can be the rubber. Making me sport shoes. Set the price nice and low. And one last thing this episode is to get it to market. Oh, 81. And just to pad out the my retail operations. Okay, so let's go to the supplier. Your price needs to come down. My supply of chemical minerals stopped. Okay, but I'm not out of them. And I might as well sell some other things. So one last thing to do this episode, which has gone on for, like I say, a bit longer than I wanted it to. All of these things are short in the production side of things. Okay. And this guy can certainly do with some training. So that is pretty successful. I'm making a profit on my shoes. My polyester business isn't anything special, but it's just at this point, just for the sake of having that intermediate good, it'll prove valuable to me later. I'll need it for shoes. Yeah, I might as well get into backpacks next, actually. But we'll do that next episode. So next episode, I'm going to want to expand my my footwear retail to every market in the game. Oh, I didn't build a furniture store in Istanbul, so that is also an important thing to have. And also more retail operations, and we'll set our sights on the next product that we want. But we're actually doing really, really well. Hit two of those sub-goals right off the hop, which is really excellent. I have complete control of my corporation, which is going to make me very, very wealthy as an individual, which isn't so important. Touchpoint is reaming us on profit, but that's okay. So yeah, the next episode we'll look at where to expand next after we have chosen, or after we've expanded our retail operation to the rest of the cities. And I do think just because of leveraging that polyester that we're making into sporting goods is a good way to go. Hopefully there won't be someone as insane as Vita Nexus was in the last episode, or in the last scenario, making it really, really hard to make money there. But because we've hit our profit margin goal, once again, I think it's going to come down to a similar situation in this scenario, where the thing that we really need is to actually more go after revenue than profit. As it stands right now, we're actually about a quarter of the way to each, so we'll see. But I feel like that'll be the case, so that will impact our strategy somewhat. But we'll get on with that in the next episode. So until then, this has been Capitalism Lab. I've been rjhelms. Thanks so much for watching. As always, please leave any feedback that you have, any thoughts about this series, or how I'm playing on my strategies, or anything you would like to see or don't want to see on my channel. Just leave a comment below, because any feedback is welcome. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more things like this. And I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.